Hey guys, Tinker Taylor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video. So today we have Jigglypuff, who is just this cute little spherical pink blob that is just the cutest little thing. I say the cutest little thing ever. I say that about a lot of things. If you're even remotely cute, you will be described as the cutest little thing ever. By me, only if you are an animal though, or a creature of some sort of kind. If you're a human, I won't describe you like that because, I don't know, it just feels a bit weird. But yeah, cute little creature. And it is a normal fairy type. And it's got this little swirl on its head, like kind of like a the best way I can describe it is how some guys have like their hair if they've got curls and they've got like that curly fringe thing. It's just like one little big thick curl on the front of its head. It's really cute. It's I just want to pick it up and squish it. Yeah, that's probably cute aggression, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, it is a normal fairy type, and when I saw this, I thought, like, it would be really cute to do some sort of, like, daycare. I feel like it would be something that is very, yeah, like, very sweet, soft, cute, cuddly, very good with children. You know, it's a fairy type, so like if there's a child in some sort of danger, it can use its little magic to create the safe space. Like if there's a kid who's falling over, they can slow the kid's fall so that they descend instead of fall and, you know, not injure themselves. Or maybe if there's like a dangerous item near a child or whatever, they can float it away from the child. Which, I'm not gonna lie, if I had a kid, I'd definitely want a Pokemon like that around. Not to say I would allow my kid to be in a situation where it's sort of dangerous to be around, but you know, it's the case of you take your eyes off your kid for 1 second, and anything could happen. So, always good to have backup. And with daycares, yeah, they generally have more kids than carers. There is like a limit. It depends on where you go, but there is I believe it's legal in Australia, like a legal limit. You're only allowed to have X amount of staff per kids, and if you get an extra kid, you have to get another staff member, which I wholeheartedly support. Because yeah, like I've looked after cousins and stuff growing up, and just looking after one cousin, my goodness, yeah, no, I don't know how childcare peoples do it. If you're a nanny or you work in a childcare or anything like that, or if you're a stay-at-home parent, I don't know how you do any of that. So if you take care of kids in any capacity, you are absolutely amazing. I don't know how you guys have that much time and energy and effort. I mean, I can barely look after myself and my cat. I mean, okay, my cat, Macy, absolutely can take care of her. Not a problem in the world. Myself, yeah, no, that's a different question. I'm not the greatest sometimes at taking care of myself. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Sometimes, yeah, it's a little, I just sometimes forget to eat. Like, I'll sleep, I'll shower, go to the bathroom, whatnot. It's just the eating thing, yeah. Going outside thing. It's not all that common for me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'll be honest. I am much more of a homebody sort of person. But yeah, like I get to sleep throughout the night. I like when I go to sleep, and then in the morning I wake up. I do get woken up by Macy because she wants me to give her breakfast. But you know, I've had, like last night I think I had 9 hours sleep, and then she woke me up and she got fed, and then I went back to sleep for another 2 hours. That's only because I've had some really bad sleep the last couple of days, but you know, like I don't have kids to take care of, so I can do that. So yeah, if you do have kids, even just alone, your sleep schedule being completely changed and not being decided by you anymore, I could not do that. So yeah, again, I'll repeat, if you take care of kids in any capacity, mad props to you. Big shout out to you, because yeah, I don't think I could do it. I mean, I guess if I did do it, I'd eventually, well, I say eventually, I'd quickly learn how to deal with it. But yeah, I don't definitely live that sort of, I like to sleep when I sleep lifestyle, thankfully. Yeah, I had 11 and a half hours sleep That's insane. Okay, I feel really good. I feel really good. Like I said, I had 5 hours sleep 2 nights ago. Then one night ago I had 4 hours sleep. I did have a 3-hour nap somewhere in that 48-hour period. But yeah, I definitely needed that, and I feel so much better. So yeah, definitely gonna keep on top of that schedule. Sometimes I do really struggle to sleep, and that's just because I can't shut my brain off. So yeah, that's been happening the last couple of nights, but thankfully worked through some of the things that I've just been not agonizing over, but just, yeah, my brain won't turn off, and you know, feel much better about it. And I went to bed at 8:30 last night. I went to bed at 8:30 last night, so yeah, I definitely slept in, because I woke up at 9:30. Although it says that I slept for 11 and a half hours, which I don't know where the extra half an hour came from, because I know I was awake at 8:30, and I know I woke up the second time at 9:30, so, like, I don't know where that came from, but, you know, I'll take it. You know, I guess these watches aren't all that accurate in keeping track of your sleep, but at least I know, like, when I woke up and when I went to sleep, those are pretty accurate. And I do keep on track for my steps as well, because I've recognized that on the days that I do less steps, I don't feel as good, my sleep's not as good, I just feel exhausted a little bit more and whatnot, so it's definitely a lot better to, yeah, have that watch be like, hey, you should get up and move. So I do get up and move around every hour, which is really, really good, because, again, I noticed on the days that I do that I feel so much better. You know, recently I've not been moving around, and I feel like I've been trying to fight off a cold for a little bit. So I definitely need to move around a little bit more, try and get rid of that feeling in the back of my throat, and then I should be all a-okay. And it's stuff like that, like, it's, yeah, these watches aren't all that accurate and whatever, but like I said, it helps me keep track of things a little bit better, and also tell the time. That's super important. And it also means that, you know, when I'm, like, before I was laying on the floor and Macy was laying over the top of me and cuddling me and just having the time of her life, she loves to lay on my stomach or on my chest, and she just purrs. She's so happy. Doesn't care if she's putting her entire weight on my bladder or kidneys or anything like that. That she's happy with that, and I'll move her, and then she'll slightly reposition to be back exactly where she was. It's so much fun. But anyway, the point being, I get notifications on my phone, but I can't reach my phone because I'm on the floor and she's on me, and my phone's on my desk, and I just look at my watch. It's fantastic. I know I sound like I'm trying to hype up, like, oh, everyone should get a smartwatch. If you don't want one, don't. Seriously, don't. If you just want a normal watch, or if you don't wear jewelry at all, for, like, the last 3 weeks, I would say, I've worn no jewelry, no watches, nothing. Like, the only thing that I have worn other than clothes are my headphones. That's it. And I didn't mind that. I thought it was fine. I felt comfortable. But yeah, when I start to notice that my sleep is suffering a little bit, I will put my watch back on, and wear it. And then when it inevitably dies and the charger stops working, it's like every maybe 3 months the charger will stop working. I'll stop wearing it for about 3 weeks, and then the charger starts working again. I don't know what it is, but it works for me, so, you know, I'm happy. It's probably not great for the battery, but I've had this for a while, and, yeah, it's whatever. I also have, like, a lot of people have really nice shaped wrists for watches, but mine feels like watches don't know how to sit on my wrist. Because most watches have, like, it's like a belt, how they have the loops in it, and you can put the nubbin thing through, and that's how the belt sits. It's a similar thing on my watch, but if I do it up, if I do it up to one spot, it feels like just too tight, and it feels a bit uncomfortable, and it can feel a little bit restrictive and whatever, but if I loosen it by one loop, it, like, slides down my whole arm, not my whole arm, but it slides down a significant way, and I need something that's in between, like, something that sits there nicely, but doesn't feel restricted. I don't like the feeling of the watch moving up and down my arm, but I don't like the feeling of it being restricted. So I just, I spend all day changing it back and forward, and it drives me insane. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about this daycare. So the daycare is split into 2 different buildings with a play area an outdoor play area in the middle. So on the left is the young children area, so like you're almost ready for school, or this is like outside of school hours type thing, and that's where those kids stay. And then in the right building is where the babies and toddlers stay. So there are only 2 rooms that are playrooms, and then there are also 2 rooms that are naptime rooms. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of struggled a little bit with the baby room. I was like, what do you put in a baby playroom? You know, I've been to daycares before as a child, also as a child who's not been there, but you know, yeah, like I've been to different daycares and looked at them and whatever, and you know, family members picking up their kids and whatnot. So I've seen them, and I kind of know what they look like, but again, it's been a while, and also I have no idea what you put in for a baby. Like, I know, but I feel like most daycares don't take really young infants, like really, really, really young infants, because I don't know why, it just seems like a hazard. It's also probably more beneficial for the child not to be around other kids, especially if the kids are like snotty flu kids, especially like the older kids would definitely be. But yeah, it's like, what do you put in there? I don't know. Like with the older kids' rooms who are like just older than toddlers, like just before they hit school age, you can see they've got like little beds here so that if they want nap time, they can have nap time. And then in the playroom, there's like teddies and a games table, like where they can play games together. There's art tables. There's a little book area where they can sit and read, or the daycare people can sit and read. There's, yeah, like I said, stuffed teddies. There's a little tent thing. There's some toy chests. What else do I put? Oh yeah, that little I think it's like a cardboard structure. I was going to put the cardboard dollhouse in, but then I put that other cardboard structure in. But yeah, like it has a whole bunch of things for kids to play with. And then in the bedroom, yeah, there's just these little beds so that they can have a little nap. And then there is the night lights and some changing tables, because these kids might still be in diapers, so for the few who are, there's some diapers there. But yeah, you can see in the kids' room, I kind of just struggle. There's not much going on in there, but again, I've never had a baby. Like, I've been around babies. I have many cousins. I have a very, very large family, so I have probably more cousins than people have extended family, and yeah, I've been around babies a lot, but at family gatherings where babies are usually sleeping or being passed around and cooed over, so like I don't actually know what you do with a baby when, like, I know you don't just put them on the ground and let them do whatever, like you've got to give them entertainment and whatnot, but like, what entertainment? I gather there's, you know, the mats that I put in where they've got the dangly things and whatnot, but like at a daycare, what would you do? I feel like having blocks would be a little bit dangerous because they might try and eat them, but if the blocks are big enough, it should be okay. You know, like there's some smaller toys, there's teething rings, there's little, I forget what they're called, the little cushion things that they sit on in game. I added some really big toys because I'm like, you know, with that big stuffed teddy, they're not going to be able to put that in their mouth. There's a rattle thing. It's just some random toys. So if you play with infants in this game, or if you have an infant in real life, let me know down below what things do babies play with. You know, one of my best friends is actually having a baby somewhat soon, so I can definitely ask them and be like, hey, what do babies play with? So that next time I build something that is baby related, I can actually build something that is somewhat decent and makes sense, because yeah, otherwise, like, what have I done? Like, why, what? What even is this? So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do put some high chairs in as well, because, you know, babies and toddlers need high chairs to eat. But, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I should probably ask family members, too, because they would probably know what babies play with, seeing though, yeah, they've had kids, like my mum. My mum had me. I could definitely ask her what sort of toys I played with as an infant, or if I even had toys. Like, I don't even know if you give infant toys. That's the thing. I know nothing, which is really funny for someone who does have an enormous family with lots of babies being born. And the thing is, like, not everyone in my family isn't having like a ton of babies. It's just there's a ton of people, and they're all having kids. I don't think there's a single, like, my generation, not so much. One of the older ones in my generation, and from what I know, I don't think many of them have had kids. I believe one of my generation has had kids, and there's a lot of us. There are way more of us than there are of my mum's generation, and I think only one of us has started having kids. So yeah, I don't really need to know that stuff right now, but, you know, when I do, I have lots of people to talk to and ask questions about and get advice from, and, you know, they all probably got different things to tell me, which is good. And that's the good thing. Like, everyone has their own way of raising their own kids, so, you know, just because my family raised me this way and, you know, my cousins were raised that way or whatever, doesn't mean that any one particular one is right. So it means, yeah, there's a lot of people to get advice from, which I like that. I like being able to turn to different people and ask different questions, because, you know, just because it worked for me or it worked for my cousin doesn't mean it was going to work if I have kids. You know, it'll be up to, you know, me and my family, like my little immediate family, and what we decide and what we want. So yeah, but that's not something I really have to worry about, nor is it something that I am worried about at the moment, because like I said, yeah, not having a kid anytime soon. That's not to say I'm not having a kid, but that's also not to say that I am. I feel like that's something that later me can deal with, because current me just wants to cuddle my cat and play Sims. It's probably not a good, I can't think of the word, but, like, not a good thing if you want to have kids, if that's all I want to do. So yeah, again, later me problem, if I do or I don't, but yeah, I don't hate kids. That I want to put that out there. I don't hate kids. I just, yeah, not ready. Don't really feel like kids are my calling right now. I feel like cats are. I'm definitely gonna be the crazy cat lady when I'm older. If I have kids or not, doesn't matter. Gonna be the crazy cat lady. Everybody on the street's gonna know me as that crazy cat lady with, like, you know, 10-acre block with 100 cats or something like that. And, you know, I'm constantly just finding more and more cats to rescue and take care of, because that's what I want. Yeah, I don't know. That just sounds good to me, and makes me feel good, makes me feel happy. So, you know what? Maybe that's what I'll do. I'm definitely going to become the crazy cat lady. You guys will find news articles in, like, 60, 70, 80 years. I don't know when, but, like, I'm going to live forever by the power of cats. And y'all are going to be like, wow, that's where she ended up. And yeah, that is where I ended up, and I told you, that's where I'd end up. Crazy cat lady, with all the cats in the world, taking care of them all, and making sure that they're all safe, and that the environment around them is safe, and that the environment around them are safe from them. You know, being a good, responsible cat carer. I don't want to say cat owner, I say cat carer. I feel like that's a better thing. My problem is, I know if I go to foster cats and kittens, I would be too upset to let them go, and I would end up with I would not get rid of any of them, because I would become way too attached to them. So yeah, but that's still something I want to do. I want to take care of cats. That's what I feel like that would make my whole day just so much better. I feel like that's everybody's got, like, a dream job of what they want to do and what they want to be, and you know, how they're going to help the world, and I think that's mine. taking care of these fluffy little creatures, or fluffless little creatures, and just giving them the love that they need, because they're just so sweet and so cute, and I wish I could have all the cats. I've had 4 cats in my lifetime, and yeah, I love them so much. And more is the answer. It's always the answer for me. But anyway, I, again, probably should have been talking about this build, and instead I ended up talking about cats. That's me, though. That's me. I just start rambling. But, you know, that's kind of the norm here, especially if you've been hanging around for a while. I go on random little tangents about the most random little things. So, if you enjoy the rambling or the builds, make sure to subscribe. And let me know down below your thoughts on this build, especially the landscaping. Any build of mine that you see, the landscaping is probably the #1 thing that I would love your feedback on. This one I feel pretty okay with the landscaping. Like, it could have done better, but also could have done way worse. I could have just left it as a green patch and not done anything about it. So, yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.